To be living elemental is to be living a more balanced life. I'm your host, Sara and the founder of Jade Scott Design. Through my interior design studio and feng shui practice, I awaken clients to the idea that their home is just as essential to their well-being as is to their mind and bodies. Essentially, nature's elements create balance and support, and through the lens of home, we can utilize their power when applied intentionally. Through this podcast, it is my intention to open you up to the idea that by living elemental through mind, body, and spirit will have a significant impact on your home and your life. We've made it through all areas of the home. I am excited to be wrapping up the Bagua Spotlight series with this last section, and that is the health and well-being center of the home. Our health and wellness is at the core or the center of everything, right? Without our health, we cannot live our lives freely and with enthusiasm. So when we are centered in mind, body, home, and heart, we have clarity in living our life fully, with integrity, and with intention. A healthy life is the result of balance and harmony in all areas of life, and at the core of your health and well-being is proper self-care. So having an equal balance of rest, work, play, loving relationships, proper nourishment, a healthy spiritual connection, all of that contributes to our overall health. Just as health and wellness is at the center of our life, this energy center of the home is reflected quite literally, as it also sits right at the center of your living environment or within a particular room, depending on how you're overlaying the bagua map. It's not even technically considered a gua, as it's sometimes called the Tai Chi, or you might simply see just the yin and yang symbol because it represents that perfect balance and harmony. When looking at the bagua map, you'll notice that this Tai Chi center, it touches every other area on the map. I'm wrapping up the Spotlight series with this energy center, but sometimes it can be the one to start with. It is certainly looked at in addition to other areas of life that perhaps you're looking to improve upon, particularly when doing a consultation. Improving overall health and wellness is a common request when working with clients. It's right up there with the desire to improve financial health, as well as summoning romantic partnerships. Improving your overall health could be physical, mental, emotional, even spiritual. So if your health in any way is or has been compromised, this might be where to start. Some of the obvious reasons to address this area is if you're suffering from any sort of chronic illness or disease, post-surgical procedures, immunity concerns, perhaps there's been frequent colds amongst family members in the home, any emotional instability, maybe someone in the home is suffering from anxiety or depression, anything where your overall health feels depleted, you'll want to work with this area. Also, if you want to kick any bad habits or create healthier ones, maybe starting a more nutritional diet plan, wanting to lose weight, or maybe you're considering sobriety or quitting smoking. Enhancing this area is going to support you on any of those types of health journeys as well. Of course, we always begin by clearing out any clutter, remove anything that no longer resonates, and really be discerning about the items and objects that are in this space. If things are piling up or are just in disarray, take the time to clean it up and get it organized. And because this area is represented by that perfect balance or the yin and yang symbol, as I just mentioned, its supporting element is earth. Remember that earth is grounding and stabilizing energy. So taking time for yourself, getting focused and centered on you brings in the energy of earth metaphorically. Literal earth elements that can be brought in here would be pottery, planters, or other containers, materials such as tile, brick, and terracotta, anything square or rectangular, as well as anything yellow or earthy in colors such as browns, peaches, and maybe rustic oranges. Other energy enhancements include a faceted crystal ball, as well as brass and copper chimes. Both of those are great decorative objects and also help to evenly disperse the chi and allow it to circulate the space more fluidly. And of course, any sort of life energy is also going to enhance this center. So, healthy plants and flowers, I tend to mention a lot, depending on where this area sits in your home. Maybe placing a healthy fruit basket or bowl near this center will help to invoke a sense of health and nourishment. If your bathroom sits in the health section, I do recommend bringing in some of those earth elements I just mentioned, as well as utilizing the red ribbon technique, tying a piece of red ribbon on all of your outflow drains, primarily the sink and toilet. I don't tend to follow all of the ritualistic or ceremonial cures that are found in feng shui, but the red ribbon technique is one that I do recommend often. You want to ensure your red ribbon is cut at 9-inch intervals, so 9, 18, or 27 inches in length. 9 is a very auspicious number in feng shui, and so we work with that number a lot. Even when hanging your faceted crystal ball, I recommend cutting your red ribbon in some increment of 9. Overall, the red ribbon helps bring in that fire element, which also supports earth. So it will help to stabilize that draining outflow of water or energy. Remember, water represents your financials or your emotional state. So the intention with the red ribbon is to counteract any of that draining away from the home energy. We want to contain it like earth does and bring it in and keep it in. If you have a 2 or 3 story home, a lot of times the staircase sits in the center of the home. Staircases tend to create too much rushing chi. Again, we like chi or energy to sort of meander and linger and gently permeate a space. So if this is the case for you, remember to ground and stabilize the energy of earth. Therefore, we want to slow down the chi, and you can do this by placing heavy objects at the bottom of the stairs to ground the energy. This could be a larger piece of furniture, such as a table or a heavy statue. You could also add a larger plant here, perhaps in a terracotta planter or a wicker basket. This is another area I like to use the faceted crystal ball, placing one at the top of the stairs, again, to help evenly disperse the chi. There's almost like this sense of pause before allowing the energy to rush down the stairs. So this is a great place for a crystal ball as well. All of these are really easy to implement for the health section. And I want to end today's episode with an exercise that's intended to help you see your space and your overall health and wellness from more of an energetic lens. So, this is one of several methods used in adjusting the overall chi of space, and it's known as the daily activity path. You can actually utilize this framework for assessing the exterior activity path of your home. So, like the route you take in and out of your home every day, your routine drive to work or school, your drive to the grocery store. It's about bringing more awareness to the things on our path that we are picking up on a subconscious level. But for today, we're going to do this on the inside of our home. Like our everyday driving routes, we walk through our home routinely multiple times a day. And so we tend to put blinders on and no longer notice the things in our homes that need tended to. And those are the things that could really offer some insight into some of your blocks, whether they are affecting your overall health, your financial situation, your relationships. This is also a great exercise if you've been following along on this Bagua Spotlight series and are unsure of where to start. You might be thinking, you could use some help in all areas, but I really don't want you to tackle all of them. That would be really overwhelming. I would say pick 1 or 2 areas of the home, 3 tops that I would consider starting with. This is a great intuitive practice too. If you've been curious about opening up to your intuition, hearing the call of that inner voice, this is an opportunity to be really curious about what comes up for you. Maybe even grab pen and a paper as you're walking through your space and write down what comes up. It could be a message, a string of words, a song, a physical sensation in your body, a memory. Anything goes. If a lot does come up, it would certainly be wise to sit down with it and journal on it a bit more. But honestly, don't let it be overwhelming. Let this be easy and just stay curious. So I want you to start at the front door of your home, standing on the inside of your home. And in this spot, sort of soften your gaze and look with a really discerning eye at what's in front of you. What is in your immediate space? Is there room here at the front door to sort of take a pause, take off your shoes, hang a coat? Can you find a hook to use, or are all the hooks covered with stuff? Is there even a hook in this space at all? Do you have furniture here? Is it too big for the space? Do you have to squeeze by it all the time? Is it tight and cramped, or does it feel open and expansive? And where else in your home feels tight and cramped? Where do you walk through your home and bump your leg on the corner of the furniture? What about door handles and locks? Do they all work? Are any jiggly, or do you have to fuss with the key or the door jamb? Do all your doors close tightly and securely? What about behind the doors? Can they open fully? Or are there boxes, baskets, and other clutter in the way? Are you replacing your light bulbs? Are any of the rooms too dim? Are any of the faucets dripping inside and out? What about your exterior faucets where you attach your hose? Are the toilets constantly running? We are creatures of habit and tend to ignore these things, and we also tend to tolerate them for quite a while. Notice your walls. Are there smudge marks, dirt, fingerprints, stains? Are there unfinished paint projects? What areas or rooms are lacking color, or have you been thinking about painting? Are your windows in desperate need of repair or cleaning? Again, are there fingerprints or smudges on them? And side note here, if you have kids, I totally get it. I know that fingerprints and smudges are just a part of life right now. But again, just stay curious and just notice them. Are there any area rugs you keep tripping over? Stain on the carpet? Is there a pile of art on the floor you haven't hung yet? Any photo frames you keep meaning to change out? Where are your dusty corners and cobwebs lingering? Take a look at the objects on your shelves and tables. What belongs? What no longer resonates? Can you even see everything? How cluttered are they? And I want to pause here. I don't want you to become overwhelmed by this. This isn't an exercise in being perfect or not keeping the cleanest home. We're not shaming anyone here. This is simply an exercise in taking the time to visualize what you've been possibly avoiding seeing playing out in your space. Whether you are aware of it or not, it's playing on your subconscious mind, and it's impacting your energy and your health in some way. You can do this exercise in the main living space or start in one room, maybe your bedroom, your kitchen, your office, or maybe you want to start in the garage or the basement and work your way up through the home. Take a look at your notes. What came up for you? Did you find a lot coming up in one particular area of the home? Align the bagua and see what section of the home this particular area sits in. How does it all relate? And does it surprise you? Or does it not surprise you at all? More often than not, it doesn't surprise us. We know what's been lingering. A lot of times we just don't want to bring our full selves to the situation and address it. So let me know how this was for you. I'd love to hear what came up and if you were able to connect any dots. As I said, we've explored all areas of the home now as they relate to the bagua map and to your life map. So if something new has come up and maybe you want to go back and listen to a particular episode and explore it further, I will put a link to all of them in the show notes to make it easy access for you. And if you want additional help in assessing your space, I'd love to help you with that. There's also a link in the notes to get in touch with me for a consultation. Consultations can be done remotely. You can always check out my website, jadescottdesign.com, for more information. There's a frequently asked questions page if you want to understand the process more before reaching out. And also check out the faceted crystal ball while you're there if that's something that interested you as I spoke about them. Of course, your support of the podcast is very much appreciated. Just a reminder to please subscribe, review, and share this episode or any of the podcast episodes to help me expand and grow. Until next time, much love and gratitude.